Shalom again. Again, my name is Brother Rebbi Bey, Norvin Owl Isra-El, chair, or we can say the captain of the USS 13 Universal Society, Supreme 13. Our website is www.supreme13. I'm also the rabbi of the Moorish Zion Temple of 1899, and here to present it for us, here to present the real New World Order, which is us. This topic today is about our history, which is the world's best kept secrets and the greatest story ever told. You know, being I have traveled to Egypt a couple of times. You know, I've been to Israel, Morocco. You know, when I was younger, or when I was in the Marine Corps, we went to Mexico. So I was able to do research, study the languages, you know, study martial arts. I studied the kanji, you know, studying the hieroglyphics. All this relates coming out of the original Hebrew, also known as Adamhetic or Aramaic. Amhetic in Hebrew basically means to speak or to say. When it says, and God said, it would say, Elah Aramania. You know, so that really means to speak. Eber basically means to cross over. You know, so you notice all these words have something to do with some type of motion or some type of travel. You know, so this class today is about the history of the original people. And our history is logged in what we call the Bible. You know, we have scientists who wrote the Holy Quran and Bible. The Quran, of course, is part of the Bible. Once upon a time, and of course, Bible means books. So books were all put together. Once upon a time, the tonic, which the T in tonic means Torah, was separated from the Gospels. They were not the same book. And in time, they eventually became merged and became one book. This is what's going to happen with the Quran. You're here to hear it for the first time. The Quran will be part of the Bible. It'll be one book called the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Last Testament. So, of course, in this teaching, the Bible actually came from the Sumerian tablets, Pertem Haru, which is called the Book of the Dead, and the Mayan codices, and the Rig Veda. Now, most of us that were growing up as children and studying the Bible know and understand that the Bible began with a family named Adam. In Genesis 5, 1 through 2, it says male and female and called their name Adam. The M on the end of any Hebrew means plural. Eve was the people that came from us. We're the original people, then people grafted from us became all the other people known as Asians, Caucasians, and others. In biological science, this is called, there's a dominant gene, the original, then there's a recessive gene that came from the original gene. You know, so it's all good and respectful. It's just this is the history of the world that we are here to share with you. You know, so this teaching actually started with Atum. In studying the Pertem Haru or the pyramid text, everything started what they say with Ptah, which also means father, but Ptah in the Bible was Terah, the father of Abraham. So we may say, okay, well, what about Noah? Well, Ptah tells the story in what they call the Memphite theology. When Ptah first started teaching, the first thing he immediately did, it's a book called Stolen Legacy, was he set up a throne or a mound and immediately sat Adam upon that throne, spelled A-T-M. You know, the A is an eagle, you know, then you have a T, then you have a M. You know, the M looks like a platform and the T is also a glyph. You know, so Atum, which is still symbolic of Adam, a family, like, you know, the Adam family, as we all grew up watching. You know, but, so Adam, you know, basically was the original family to teach civilization on the planet Earth. Now, when you study archaeology in Egyptology, they say the first artifact was the tablet of Narmer, or Narmer. Narmer in the Bible is actually Noah. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem represented, now all these original people, mind you, meaning original brown, olive hue, skin complexion people that went and taught other people, our other brothers and sisters of a lighter hue, as you want, I guess we could say. You know, so you had Narmer, who came after the great, what they call Ragnarok. See, the Nordic teaching, or what Hitler called the Norse gods, were also original pieces of black people, original people of brown, dark hue. As you see in our pictures, and we will show you in graphs, Thor was a brother. His wife Sif was a sister. You know, Odin was a brother, which means Adonai, or Otin, or Aten, that Akhenaten talked about when I would get to him being King Solomon. So Narmer, you know, in the Narmer's palette, on one side, they show Noah, they show the boat, they show everybody else. Shem is the Sumerians, the chosen people, us. We are the original Sumerians, called the Blackheads. Whether Zechariah Sitchin, Noah Kramer, whomever, when you look at the pictures yourself, you will see that the Sumerians is us, the original chosen people, looking for a promised land. What is the promised land called? Cam, also known as Kemet. You know, Cam, as we know, is called ancient Egypt. Now we may say, well, no, Cam was before, or Kemet was before Sumeria. Oh, guess what? The priests that built Egypt were called the Sem priests. Meaning the Shem priests, the Sumerians, they're brothers. These are all like different families, brothers, brothers and sisters, however you want to look at it. So the chosen people looking for a promised land, as we had shared, 12 tribes of Israel looking for a promised land. You know, so moving right along, you have Atum, Adam, Manamutapa, representing the original people. Atlantis, America, Africa, and Asia was one piece of land. And then after Ragnarok, or the storm, what we call today the Ice Age, broke up all the continents. And we had to kind of rally again and kind of get back together. So Narmer, representing the Norse gods, which went along the Nile, called the Nurek. Nurek is older than Miro. You can look this up. You have to do your research. We don't cook it up. Go look it up. With the internet, you can look all this kind of stuff up. So then after Narmer, you have Cheops, the builder of the Great Pyramid. That's why the symbol for Israel is a pyramid, a double pyramid. Khufu, Yaku. Fu means mountain in kanji. And you'll hear me navigate from one language to another because remember at the Tower of Babel, after the flood, Babel means gateway. You saw the movie Stargate? You know, gateway. So we all spoke the same language. We had different dialects going back trillions of years. We wanted to speak one dialect, but it's never going to happen. You have Spanish. You have Spain Spanish. You have Spanish Puerto Rican Spanish. You have Northern New York City English. You got English, West Indian English, Southern drawl, California. So anyway, you have Cheops, who represent Yaku, builder of the Great Pyramid. You have Zosa, builder of the Step Pyramid, his son. And his brother was what we call Imhotep. Im means tribe. Hotep means Judah. Yahota. A hotep is a crystal that you put an antenna on. The ancient antennas were obelisks put on these flat, as you see in a glyph, what a hotep actually is. It's a crystalline device used for communication. So Imhotep is actually the tribe of Judah. Zosa is Joseph. Cheops is Jacob. So of course, then the Hyksos came. If you read in Sir Flanders Petrie, even in Dr. Ben's book. So in 1985, the Hyksos came, and they ruled us for 500 years. The original house of Israel, which is my family. You know, going back to Ethiopia and Morocco. You know, that story has never been told. That's why these are the world's best kept secrets. You know, everybody else is telling our stories. We giving chronologies of Abraham existed this time. Remember, I went to Egypt with Dr. Ben. I've studied 1984, 85, Van Sertimer, Dr. Clark. You know, I was in the nation. I studied all this stuff over and over again. You know, so I know the dates. Those are their dates. Those are not our dates. What's the house of Israel dates? You don't know. So that's why we go back to archaeology to show and prove that that which is in the Bible can be shown and proven all day. So we have Atum, we have Narma, who is Noah, we have Ahamen, Abraham, which is Abraham. You have Zosa, the builder of the step pyramid to put the food inside of. That's the story of Joseph in the Bible. The builder of that was who? Judah. Imhotep, the tribe of Judah. We have, then of course, the Hyksos time came in during the Middle Age. There was no building going on. We were under cruel, the house of Israel, known as the Ethiopians, were under cruel rulership by these Hyksos that came in. They switched the story around and tell you the Hyksos was the original Jews of Israel. No, that is not right and exact. Their god was Seth, or Seth-Typin, the divider of Osiris. Remember, Osiris is Israel. The 12 tribes got split up. And who comes in and begins to learn the teaching again? Moses. Who is Moses? He kicked some of them out, kept some of them, and that's when the sons of God began to mate with the daughters of man. You had some of the original people and some of the our other people on the planet Earth that we began to kind of come back together, and that was our Moses, who was actually the Moses of the Bible. Then, of course, after that, you have Tutmosis III, called the greatest general of all times. That is King David. T-U-T, Tuat. In Hebrew, you say Duad, or in Arabic, you say Duad. That's Davud, or David. David, son of Moses. That's why you see David dancing around the Ark of the Covenant built by Moses. David, Moses. Who was his wife? Hatshepsut. Hat meaning house. The house of Sheba. So therefore his son was who? Akhenaten, called the Sun Man. Suleiman. This is why they found Sumerian tablets in Tel Armenia, or Armenia, which we know that's the Ethiopian language. They found Sumerian tablets. And who is his son? King Tut, David Menelik. King Tut, that's why they find all these arcs and all this bling bling gold all throughout, because that is King Tut. That is King Menelik. He did not die at a young age. He relocated to Elephantine and then go on to Ethiopia and rebuilt ancient Uxum again. So this is our class of our world's best kept secrets, the greatest story ever told. Shalom.